Me. And from the wonderful world of Reddit, this is Misleading Experiences. 3 freaky stories. Babies, right? Just saying. They creep me out, especially as we know, but babies look pretty defenseless, right? And well, that's disarming. And then, you know, they cry and they whine and they break you down mentally with giant soul-sealing eyes. Lack of vocal skills. Why you should just never trust them when, you know? Ugh, babies freak me out. And that goes for the imitation babies too. That was lol. And here comes story number 1. The baby wasn't real. By Reddit user Apollo03. So this story begins in the school cafeteria. My friend and I were just joking about a sign out front that read, "Wide Waffle Way." I decided I wanted it and I told him I was going to steal it later. Yeah, alright mate. No, seriously, I'm going to steal it later. I'll text you when it's done. To seem less suspicious, I took a backpack so I wouldn't just be carrying a fucking sign up the road, and my dog, so I would look like I was just taking him for a walk. Yeah, that's right, because nobody ever suspects a hooded teenager aimlessly walking around at night with his dog. Perfectly innocent. It was a nice night, but I had this weird feeling in my chest that you can't describe or recreate. I at first just assumed it would be anxiety, as I was about to commit theft. But I was a minor, and there was no better time to commit this crime but now, when I would get in the least trouble. When I got to the school, I used my foot to hold my dog's leash. Now, one thing I should mention about my dog, he's a yellow lab and extremely protective over me. Anyway, back to the story. I had to bend the sign to get it into my backpack, but when I did, I booked it off school property and texted my friend that I did it. Now, halfway between feeling like a fucking badass, I started getting this really creepy feeling. I passed a couple with a baby in a stroller, and my dog went batshit crazy at them. I mean, fucking nuts. I pulled him back and apologized. I noticed that they didn't have any wedding rings. Now, this wouldn't bother me, but I swear down, nearly everyone in my town was either Catholic, Methodist, Lutheran, or Jewish. So this kind of stuck out as odd to me. They asked me if I wanted to look at their baby. Red flag, number 1. Why would you even want some creepy teenager looking at your baby, you know what I mean? I don't look at the baby too much. Fleeting glances. The baby kind of freaked me out. It didn't look totally real. It's creepy. I didn't grow up in the South, and neither did my family, but I'm still fairly nice and give people a chance. But in my head, I was screaming to myself, run, book it. Literally, throw your fucking bag at them if you have to, just get the fuck out of there. But my dog would instinctively stay and fight. I kept a knife in my shoe, just for emergencies. To be honest with you, I would never really use it. Despite how I act socially, I am kind of a pacifist, so what happened next was not intentional. The man approached me, and suddenly my dog bites his ankle. I still don't have a clue to their intentions. The bite wasn't bad, it was just a warning bite, so I sincerely apologised again and hurried off. I mean, why the fuck would you walk up to some stranger at night anyway when they got a dog, really? Now, I don't have very good hearing, as my father frequently took me to the gun range, and with rifles and occasionally a shotgun. So I guess that's why I didn't notice the couple tailing me, but I did notice that my dog was acting off. He was walking weird and looking back a lot. Whenever I took him for walks normally, he never turned around or really acted off at all. When I was about a block from my house, a police patrol car passed and the officer looked at me weird. I shrugged it off, thinking, you're just being paranoid, No, but seriously, what the fuck? Oh my god, I'm gonna die. Finally, my paranoia took hold, and I turned around. Oh shit! And what I must say horrified me more than them being right behind me. Their baby was no longer there. Empty stroller, but they were still pushing it like it was there. I'm trying to remember if I actually heard it make a noise. What the fuck? In situations like this, you just think that everything is just a huge coincidence, even if it clearly isn't. So I kept trying to justify it. But when I got to my house, I heard from behind me,
"Have a good night."
In the most creepy way you can say that, as if they just said,
"Hey, we know where you live now."
But no sounds of them moving away from me. I froze in fear when I started to notice the footsteps weren't getting further away, but closer. These motherfuckers were sketching me out, and that's not even mentioning their creepy fucking baby. I booked it inside and locked the door. When I called the police, but like a fart in the bath, they came up with nothing. They come up with nothing. Later, I called my friends. I just didn't tell them. I still don't know why. Maybe it's because I thought they wouldn't believe me. But that baby, that fucking baby, that is what scared me. It looks so fake. But fake or not, like, where did it go? And what if it was a real baby? I don't even want to know. So, weird couple who possibly abandoned a real or fake baby. Let's never meet again. Let's never meet again. A laughable life hack. Way too many files on your computer and you just don't want to put them in the recycling bin? Well, here's an easy way to tidy them up. Create a folder, put the files in the folder, name the folder, organised filing system. Done. Boom. Useless life hacks. Doesn't really solve the problem, but it's a quick way to get things done. It may not be any cleaner or clearer on my computer, but I feel better about the situation. So that's the main thing. Reminds me of that episode of The Simpsons where she's like fucking half-assing that Mary Poppins song. And we get back to story number 2. I died today by Reddit user V3G4 Punk. Tonight is the last night of my life. I know usually when this sort of thing happens, you either tend to panic or accept it. Me? I can't really think of anything. All I know is this thing is coming for me. My name is Quentin Feldspar. Most people know me by my name Quinn. Not really much to know about me. I'm your average, everyday, mid-20s guy. I work all week. I spend weekends with my friends, either at bars and clubs or playing video games, and rinse and repeat. And I live on my own. I find it easier that way. Anyway, I'm talking about myself too much. Let me tell you my story. I just finished work. I work for a rather large corporate government-run contact centre. It's not the greatest job, but it's not the worst. I was walking down the street while talking on my phone to a friend about the plans for this weekend.
Dude, we really have to go to this place this weekend. I've heard rumours of Steve Aoki and Dead Manuel 5 are going to be there, doing sets. It's going to be
Dave
insane.
practically screamed down the phone at me. I thought it was just probably another stupid rumour that he'd gotten himself dragged into believing again. I just laughed and told him, stop being stupid. We got lost in conversation, and just as I continued to walk home, I felt like I had been walking a long time compared to usual, when all of a sudden my phone died. I finally looked up, and I didn't know where I was. I'd stuck to the usual path I always walk to get home. I did have my head down to fight against the onslaught of rainfall, but looking around, it looked like I was in an industrial city, almost steampunk looking. Large chimneys everywhere, spewing black smoke into the air. I panicked and turned to run. That's when I saw them. 2 large characters in black robes, with large staffs with what looked to be emblems of sun appraised atop.
You'll join us soon.
Before I could even blink, one of these shrouded figures was directly in front of me, which was humanly impossible as they were easily 7 feet away from me.
The only way to join is to leave.
It whispered in my ear, while lifting the staff high above my head, as if preparing to bludgeon my head. It was at this point I woke up, vision blurry, but the only thing I was able to make out was a crowd around me. Are you okay? I could hear a voice asking. What happened? I asked. I seen someone come down to kneel next to me. It looked like you fainted. I was walking behind you, and one moment you were walking fine, laughing on the phone. The next, you were on the ground. I'd never felt so embarrassed in my life. Thank you for helping me, I said as I rushed to get up and walk away before anyone else could make a fuss over me. While walking away, I heard the whisper,
Joy.
which sent a nice cold shiver down my spine. I ignored it and continued walking home. I got home to my little apartment. It was rather small and dingy, but I loved it because it was my own personal space, away from everything, where I could just relax and forget about all the frustrations of the day. As I looked through the fridge, everything else around me was dark. I couldn't see anything, but occasionally a flash of red to my left, which was clearly my imagination running wild. I spent my night the way I usually do, playing video games for a few hours and then watching some trash TV before going to bed. Although I couldn't help but think of those figures. They felt so real. I could still feel the fear of seeing that figure getting ready to take my head off. I lay in bed for what feels like hours, staring at the backs of my eyelids, praying to drift off, only to be rudely awoken from drifting off by a loud crashing from my living room. and burst through my bedroom door, only to be greeted by that steampunk city once more. Rather than run away, I decided I was going to take a walk this time. Perhaps I'd actually dozed off and this was just a reoccurring dream. Either way, I wanted to get to the bottom of this. I walked into the city, and it appeared like you would read about in an old history book. Paupers begged on the corners of the streets, market stall holders all bellowing about who had the best wares, and from what I could see, children stealing things from people's pockets. All of a sudden, even over the bellowing of the market, I heard that shrill screaming.
Stop! It's him! He's here!
At this point, everything went silent, and everyone appeared to look at me. I checked behind me to see if there was anyone there, to no avail. The people knew who I was. There was no doubt about it. The crowd then parted to reveal the figures in black. This time they moved slowly, quiet, quite clunky towards me. I stood my ground. They overshadowed me with their great height.
You!
The first figure began. Who are you? What do you want from me? I began throwing questions at them before they could even have a chance to answer them.
Stop!
The second figure erupted, his shrouded head slightly raised to show a set of glowing eyes. They looked like fire with a swirl of orange, red, and a hint of blue.
You will join us. You do not have a choice. We do not answer to you.
I felt frustrated.
Why me?
I mewed below tears.
Because you have been chosen. This is all you need to know.
I refused to believe that these creatures were going to take me. I ran away, but this time they did not follow me. I ran through a crowded marketplace to what looked like industrial factories, and I creeped inside. The room was dark. I could barely see 2 inches in front of my face, but I could hear the machines whirring away and the loud thud echoing throughout the building. I stumbled forwards to see if I could find a light switch. I walked forwards for what felt like forever, arms outstretched until I reached a wall. I ran my hands across the wall until I finally found a switch, and I flicked it on. The building lit up in a bright ray of blinding light. I looked around and the room was practically indescribable. Blood all over the walls, flesh hanging from hooks.
Oh shit.
Machines whirring away as what looked like human flesh were dropped into them, mincing them into what I could only describe as a nightmare mince. I tried to scream, but nothing came out. I tried to run, but my body wouldn't move. All I could do is collapse and cry.
What the fuck is this place?
The figures appeared again. My body finally unfroze when I noticed the dark ones, and finally let out, and could no longer contain the guttural scream that rang from the bottom of my stomach.
Why are you doing this? You question this because you do not comprehend. Your questioning is making us grow tired. You will join us.
They droned in my direction.
I will never join you. As long as I have a breath, as long as I live, as long as I have a fraction of strength in my body, I will never join you.
I snarled through my teeth.
You have no choice. You will join us. You will leave and then you will join.
He began to raise his staff again to bludgeon me, but this time I was prepared. I raised my feet and attempted to throw him back down to the ground, but he was immovable. He began to thrust the sun sculpture towards my head. Everything began to move in slow motion, and there was a flash of light. I woke in my bed screaming in a cold sweat. This confirmed this was a recurring dream. I stepped from my bed slowly towards my bedroom door. I slowly opened it in preparation for seeing it all over again, but it opened, and it was my hallway, and I continued down the hallway to my bathroom. I splashed some water on my face, and as I looked in the mirror, I noticed a faint marking across my chest. These nightmares were doing me no good. I decided to see a doctor in regards to these markings, and they claimed it to me it was a sign of aging, and took some blood to do some tests, which all came back normal. I then went to see a psychiatrist, who put it all down to an overactive imagination, which in her words was not at all a bad thing, reminding me, in these dreams, you are in charge. It's your mind. You are completely in control. A few days passed, and there was no signs of the dark ones, or the Dark City, which I had since dubbed it. I even began socialising again, going to parties with Dave, but he vanished after I told him about the Dark Ones in the city. I guess he didn't want to know. Days went by, weeks, even months, and no sign of the Dark Ones. They were always on my mind though, and I was still a little skittish. I thought I'd seen them in the alley as I walked by, but I'm sure it was just in my head. It's just in your head, ignore it, they're not real. I never managed to shake off the feeling of seeing that room. It made me develop chronic anxiety, which also made me feel like I had to remain at my home, as I couldn't shake the image of that place. It seemed relaxing yet demonic at the same time. I finally perked up the courage to go back to work. A few of my colleagues were happy to see me, as well as hearing the local rumours, of course. I'd been incarcerated in the local nut house. Room for one, please. Hey, and welcome to the Mirror Minds Spa. To form a health warning, some of our treatments do contain nuts. Great, yeah. Which was just ludicrous. I mean, come on, grow up. I finally sat down and I got ready to begin my job. When I logged into the computer, a message popped up on our internal messaging system. I didn't recognize the username. It came through as D3MPR3513, and only a message of,
We have not forgotten about you. The rebirth begins tonight.
okay, this has to be somebody that's just been a dick. Surely someone was having a joke. Maybe Dave was, the one who spread these rumours, which in all honesty made me feel sick to my stomach. Asshole. Okay. Very funny, but who sent me this message? I asked. Everyone looked at me in confusion. I turned around to bring the message up. Gone. Safe to say, after that outburst, I got sent back home by my boss, and told only to come back when I'm 100% ready. As I was walking down the street, I felt like people were watching me, and occasionally seeing someone mouth the words,
Tonight.
I began to run home, taking as many shortcuts as I can, until I got to an alley, and there they were, the Dark Ones. After all this time, please, what do you want? Believing I'd finally escaped these sick, twisted dreams, here they were, in my reality.
Are you ready to join us?
No, I don't think I ever will be. But if I was to come with you, would you then answer my questions? I asked.
Tonight, all will be answered.
They said in a reassuring voice. I nodded, and I blinked, and they were gone. As I got home, I began to get changed out of my work clothes and into my lounge pants and a random t-shirt. I caught a look in the mirror, and that marking on my chest had finally taken form. It was the sun, exactly like on the Dark One's staffs, only it looked like it had been burned into my skin. I felt even more worried and tried to ignore this. The sun began to set, the moon began to rise. The video game I was playing had finally taken its toll on me, and I began to feel tired, but I refused to go to sleep. I knew what was waiting for me there. I switched on the TV to some crude animated show. Laughter. Hopefully laughter would make everything better. Suddenly, there was a flash of light from out of nowhere, from outside, so I ran to the window and looked out to see nothing. I returned to my seat, for everything became blaring, lights within my home flashing bright and then extinguishing into the darkness.
It is time, Quinn. You have been chosen to join us. To begin a new life, you must now be reborn anew.
I heard a loud booming voice declare this. I opened my eyes to find myself in a temple, the walls covered in writing. It looked like it said, Mors est initium novae capitis. The room appeared empty, even though I had a sense that I was being watched. Whoever you are, may I ask you some questions? I want to know what's going on before we begin, I asked. A figure, which looked like the Dark Ones, appeared. Only this figure wore a white cloak and appeared even greater with the Dark Ones by his side.
You may ask. We will answer.
It stated. What's going to happen to me?
You will be reborn anew into our world. You have chosen by the great elders to come to our world, to become one of our brethren, to become one of us.
He explained. Who are the people in the city? Are these people your brethren?
They are the lost souls, the damned. They have nowhere left to go.
So this is hell?
No.
There is no hell. There is no heaven. There is only this. Those who are not chosen to become one of us
are those that live eternity here as lost souls.
This was so much to take in. My head began to hurt. It began as a small ringing in my ears, building and building until I couldn't hear anything. Then silence. I understand. So, what do you brethren do? I asked. We pass judgment and see who is worthy to join our ranks. We also oversee the world to make sure we can all live in harmony. If there is someone that is out of hand or unable to obtain life in harmony, then they are sent to our correctional facility, where they are punished until they can be adjusted into our society. So you want me to become judgment? Precisely. I thought about this. It felt like such a burden, but not as much of a burden having this feeling of insanity. I am ready. The White One raised his giant staff and dropped it in one swoop. I died today.
But I will see you soon.
Not gonna lie, probably would be cutting off my nose to spite my face a little bit, but I think I'd choose Purgatory after all that. It's not really the best way to offer someone a job. What happened to fucking ice cream would have been nice, I don't know. Pretty freaky way to ask you if you want a job. No more putting it off for story number 3. House security tapes, Monday, October 31st, 2016. By Reddit user, Menacing Nightmare. Oh damn. Oh my god, it was such a great night. It's that time of year when children go out to trick-or-treat and we all go to parties where we watch horror movies, then all the drunks and all the teens smash beer bottles and pumpkins on the road. It was my favourite. Halloween.
Oh yeah. I swear, I'm not even being sarcastic.
I'm a teen and it was still fun for me. It always will be. To start, we had this amazing Halloween party at my boyfriend Corey's house. A bunch of kids from high school came. We were in like grade 10. Of course, all the hot senior guys came too. I know, I have a boyfriend and I love him and care for him lots, but come on.
Oh damn.
There were lots of other people, all over the place. It was a blast. We ended up getting like 12 pizzas and putting it all on Corey's dad's credit card. Everyone dressed up. I was a cat, and my knight in shining armour was literally a knight in shining armour. We had very loud music playing everywhere, awesome decorations, and a ton of food. I cannot name anything wrong. It was amazing.
Feeling like a boss.
During the night, me and my boyfriend went outside just to be together for a little while. I sat on his lap and we started flirting and kissing. After about 10 minutes, we went back inside. We watched some horror movies, and it was just great.
It was a pretty sick night, even if I do say it myself.
It was about midnight when everybody left. Just an FYI. Corey's dad has security cameras inside the house, for business reasons. I decided to stay the night, and we got the blankets and pillows, and decided to sleep on the couch. I felt safe as ever in my boyfriend's arms. Fast forward to today. I came to my boyfriend's house to hang. We thought it would be cool if we watched some of the security tapes, you know, see what his family got up to in the house, or catch some funny fails they might have made.
You know, when they're alone in their natural habitat.
We came across some files, and one caught my eye. It was October 30th, 2016, Halloween night. So we decided to watch it. We were talking about how much fun it was and how everyone had an amazing time. Into the video we noticed something rather strange. Something we'd never noticed, or should I say someone we'd never noticed. We took a group picture, and the picture exposed a little bit of light in one of the other rooms. There was a man, dressed in black, looking right at the camera. We looked in all the scenes. He was in every one. Remember I said me and my boyfriend went outside? Well, that man was looking through the bushes.
Like some kind of fucking stalker.
The creepy thing is it even a man? It had abnormally big hollow eyes. I'm referring him to a man because of his body structure. Muscular, but abnormally tall. Not human-like. My boyfriend zoomed in on it.
Not human-like at all.
We looked at each other, absolutely terrified. We watched the tapes right up to the point of when we walked in to originally watch the tapes. The creature was there. Chances are he's still in the house, following us. We looked behind us. we see the horrifying, spiteful, nightmarish-like monster.
What the fuck?
What the fuck is that? Damn, creature, you scary.
We screamed and ran out of the house and went to the neighbours and called the police. I passed out, but my boyfriend said they searched the whole house and it was gone. I just woke up in a hospital bed. Who knows what that creature was?
I love Halloween.
This is just a personal issue that's been bugging me. Like, all the stuff with Hillary Clinton. Why do they call it Pizzagate? What is it with everything being gate? Obviously, I get the reference to gate, but it's like, come on, Nipplegate, fucking Pizzagate, Bill Gates, fucking soon you're gonna have like Tornado Gate, Hillary Gate, hurricanes, like, you know? It's like, I don't understand with the lack of variety of names for like clearly any other issue. I mean, all the names under the sun for fucking tornadoes, but like literally either they're obsessed with gates or seems lazy at best. Levity. But still, on YouTube, thanks for listening, liking, subbing, blah blah blah, you get me. Thank you for supporting my channel, really appreciate it. To all of you guys, metaphorical high five. Cheers to the people at Reddit for letting me use your stories. I hope you liked them. If you have anything you'd like to say, please comment down below. You guys are awesome. Laters, taters, / cheese toast. And always remember, if trouble comes your way, just try to make yourself look big. Hee hee. Me.